Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County in Ontario themed city. And make sure to hit the like button too. The like button helps the channel a lot. Happy Thursday. Best day of the week because it's close to the weekend, you know. What do you got going on this weekend? I don't got much going on this coming weekend for me, so let me know what's going on in your lives. So today we are going to be building, or rebuilding, I guess, the airport road infrastructure. This is going to be quite the project, so I'm going to use a pre-built asset, I think, to save some time. It's pretty cool. It's an asset that I've been trying to get into the city, or any of my cities, for quite some time. I don't think I've ever really gotten it some use, but I think it's a cool opportunity to get this kind of asset in here. And then we're also going to be looking at doing a lot of other highway management around the airport, so it's going to be quite the build. So hopefully it goes smoothly, and if we need more time, tomorrow's video will be also related to this, and then we'll do some smaller things around as well. But if not, then tomorrow is probably going to be a bit of a transit revision, should everything go well. So, oh, look at this. This is our new area we built a couple episodes ago. I think it turned out pretty nicely. I like the height that we managed to get through the area. Anyways, let's dive into it and let's talk about what the plan is. Okay, so here we are at the airport. Oh, actually, let's go back to this view. Thank you, David, for the name suggestions. I realized that I didn't actually make them districts. I just named the airports, but now we can actually see the names of the airports. So we got William Shatner International, we got the Keanu Reeves Domestic Airport, and we have the Ryan Reynolds Freight Airport. That's a new one. Thank you. We're leaving the other districts around the area, so it's just a district name over top of the airport itself, just so that we don't mess around with too many assets that we have, like the hotels and everything over here, or the warehouses over this way. I don't like this building. I didn't realize this building was here. We shall delete it. Yeah, so that's new. But what are we doing today? Well, we are going to be looking at pretty much all of the highways in this area here. So this is the beginning of the express system. I think we're gonna actually move it over to about here. We're gonna make this a four-way junction, or a four-way highway junction instead of just kind of like a T highway junction, or trumpet interchange is what it is. So we're going to add that asset in right there, and then what's going to happen is we're going to redraw this road a little bit. We're going to work some things out around it, so it's going to connect into it somehow. It's going to be a little difficult, and then we're going to continue this road all the way through here, and we're going to get another interchange through here. So this is why I'm thinking it's going to be a bit of a big project. Clearly that's already enough for one episode, but I wouldn't mind moving this over a bit, getting a diamond interchange over here or something like that, or at least like a small trumpet or something similar. But since we have this one, we might just scrap that. And then we also need to tweak this and lower this off of the rail line because this is not okay. But when we built that, it's far out in the country. It doesn't really matter at the moment. Then we're going to build another interchange right here, like a small trumpet. And we're going to have this as a dedicated bus interchange. And we're going to feed all the buses off of this interchange and throw them onto the highway system. So instead of clogging up this with the buses, we're going to try to get them onto the highway through a different system. And we might try to get a feeder out over here too. Not too sure. Then we're also going to, which I might save this part for tomorrow, but we're going to take this trench. We're actually going to move it upwards, and we're going to get it to connect into the bus terminal. And then we'll drag it over. So we're just going to add a stop over here, on top of another stop that might go out here eventually when we build this into a suburb. So we're also going to fix this interchange and this interchange. So a lot on the table. That's why I'm thinking it's going to be 2 episodes, like a 2-parter. But I think right at the bat, what we need to start off with is looking in here kind of thing and seeing why this has become, or why we need to change it, because it does work, but it's just not pretty, you know? So we got to fix that. I think I might leave this. I don't mind how this trumpet interacts with it. I like the crossovers, this kind of dedicated system where let's just swing over here, where if you're on this highway here, you stay in the outside lanes and you go and it splits to 2, and we have 1 because this is the higher demand route. I don't mind this, but I think we're going to cut everything off right here. We might leave this connection. I'm not sure. I think we might have to for the bus access, because otherwise buses coming from this way need to come over here and then come across the bridge, just like these ones are. So I don't really mind how it's working right now, but I want to get a dedicated bus interchange, I guess, and then change this one up. So it's going to actually involve us deleting quite a lot. So that's what we need to start off with today. So it's already been just about 5.5 minutes. So let's just pause the game while we're doing this. And yeah, we just gotta get going because it's gonna take some time. Let's delete it up to about there. And I'm also gonna cut off the monorail here because it's just gonna make things a bit easier for me. Alrighty, so I don't think I'm gonna speed this one through because I want to talk it out, you know? So that's what we're gonna try to do. Okay, that works. And then we are going to entrench this a bit more. We're gonna bring this back a little bit. So we're going to go to the tunnel mode. And we're gonna back that up. Yeah, we'll try it out right here. I mean, we need to tweak it anyways, but that's okay. And then let's take the smoothing tool. Smooth, turn with that brush, turn it up a bit more. And this is important to do since the land's gonna be all funky dunky if we don't. So just need to tweak that a little bit. We'll take it right across the bridge here like that. And be all smooth over here for an airport development. You know, I mean, airport developments should be on smooth land. So I know a lot of people, you know, you don't like to mess around with the train too much, and I totally get that. But we're gonna get this in here. The windmill interchange. This is an asset I got from the workshop. It's just so neat. It's kind of like a roundabout for airports. It works really smoothly too, which I'm really excited to kind of use in this busy area. And it looks really like modern and futuristic, right? And I kind of like that about it. Okay, let's just back this up too. Yeah, so I like the modern futuristic look. Like if we have it up here, like it's gonna be like a really cool design for the airport. And a city would spend money on a major interchange like this because not only is this interchange going to feed the airport, but it's also going to feed the express system down here. So it's a pretty important route. And if we look at the asset, it has an overpass and an underpass type situation in the middle. So the highway, which is Highway 401 that we just cut off, that is going to stay on the ground level. That's because it's the through highway, whereas this kind of secondary highway is going to be the one that's going to be elevated. So we're going to try to line it up pretty good with this one. All right, then we just need to back it up to about here. We might need to rotate it a touch. Yeah, I think that'll work. So we'll click it down. Let's take a look at it. So pretty much it's going to take some tweaks. But pretty much what happens is you come onto the highway here, and then if you want to go to the right, you just take the slip lane. If you want to go to the left, you hop up here, and you do like a big, huge swing out. And obviously you go straight. So all of them have that same direction. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if this is an actual interchange in the world, but if it is, it's pretty darn cool. So let's make this connection, and then let's do some lane mathematics through the airport, or through the interchange. Space already occupied. No, it's not. There we go. So we'll do the lane maths first, so we can set up this interchange properly. So normally when I do big infrastructure projects, I speed it through, and maybe tomorrow, if we still have a lot to do, we might. But I wanted to talk this one through because I've kind of skipped over a lot of these recently, and you know, I want to be able to talk through some of them, right? Okay, so let's start from this side because that's what we did last time. We are coming this way. So say you're coming from this part of the world, and you're passing, and you're like, okay, well, I want to go to the airport because this is why I'm driving here. You're gonna want an extra lane here. So we need to, this is going to be busy. This is going to be like a little busy part. And then plus, say you're driving over here and you want to go onto the express lanes into downtown. You need to go here. So we need to add in a dedicated lane for each of them. So right about here, there's going to be a sign. It's going to be like stick to the right for the expressway connection, stick to the left for the airport. So that's what we're going to do. Then we need to increase the size of this one to 4 lanes. We're going to back it up a bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the node controller and we're going to say, I'm going to hold shift. And I want this side, which is this lane connector right here, to line up with this one. So if you say that to yourself, that's how you get these ones to get connected smoothly. So now we have smooth line connectors. And now I'm not going to do this right away on all of them, but we'll kind of just do the first one. So you hold shift down, and then you don't hold shift for a dashed, and then hold shift, don't hold shift. And that's what we're going to get for pretty much all of these kind of connections for the 4-laners. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to get a second interchange here. I think it's probably best, but we might not because of the issue with the airport there. But that's how we're going to do the lane maths through this area. So let's just try and realign this. So what is lane maths, Stephen? Well, it's a term that I learned from BIFA. I'm not sure if it's another term though, or not, or if someone else coined it, if it's a real geographical term or not, or something like that. But it's when you have, let's just look at this part right here. So we have 2 lanes splitting off into 2 lanes. So you need to make sure there's enough lanes for each one. So over here we have 4 lanes splitting off into 3 plus 2. So the math doesn't line up. 4 plus 5 on this side doesn't line up. However, in this case, I don't think that it really matters that much. But what we can do is we can get this one down to 2 lanes through. Then we have 4 lanes, so each has a dedicated lane through it. So I think we'll try it out for now, and we'll see if we like it or not. So we'll just get 2 lanes through here to connect up. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll use the node controller again. So I want this one to line up with this one. So now it's snapped over. So now, say you're coming on the highway here, you see this sign. This sign will probably be like over here too. So you're like, okay, so this lane is for the airport, this lane is for the expressway, and these 2 lanes are for through. So, you know, I think in reality it would just be 1, but we're expecting high traffic volumes through here, so that's why we are making sure that the lane maths line up. Okay, now we have this one. We're going to extend it out just a touch more. And then we are going to do some node controller work on this one as well. So we're going to like square the node. Just going to line things up a bit better. We're going to back that up, and we're going to need to redo that because I didn't realize that node was so close. There we go. So that's a lot cleaner through here. And then if we just use a bit of lane markings, we get a pretty cool little design. So now they split off, right? And then if you close it up and then you hold Alt, you can get a nice little chevron pattern. And there's a ton more designs you can do, but we're not going to spend too much time on that today because this is an infrastructure video. Okay, and then we'll allow people to do that, and then we'll hold Alt down, and we'll just get some chevron through here. It's a pretty clean design. I think after the video, I'll go through this interchange, and we'll do all of this off camera, but just so you can see what kind of how we're doing this, how we're doing things here. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part is to do that on all of the sides here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend these connectors out. So let's grab, I think we're actually going to stick with 3 lanes through the middle here. So we're going to go 3 lanes, and I'm just going to extend them. Okay, and I guess I'll flip them around too. Why not? And then we're going to extend this just here and then in like that. Okay, and then we already connected over here. Nice. So if we see how we're sunken over here, I kind of want to take that level all the way through. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Move It mod, that's the mod, and we are going to grab all of the nodes in the middle highway here, which we're going to need to rename to make sure that it stays symmetrical, or symmetrical, geez. It just stays the same, you know, that's what we're looking for. Because this is the Highway 401. It's a theme city based off of a real highway in Canada, in the GTA. Okay, I'm going to take it back to about here. And what we're going to do is we're going to say get to this height. So by sinking this highway down, we can now sink the rest of this down. Well, actually, this is a lot deeper than I thought it was. Whoa, look at that guy. Yeah, it's actually a lot deeper than I thought it was. Okay, so we're gonna just click Control Z. What? Are you telling me that I can't? Okay, well I put it back to that height. That's fine. We're gonna use the network multi-tool set slope instead. So we're gonna set the slope to about here. Let's start off with that first. So 4.2%, that's pretty good. 4.3, okay, that's pretty good. We'll follow the same kind of theme over here as well. So I think this one's probably flat. Yeah, it is. So we want this one to make sure that it's the same. That's also flat. Okay, so we did a really good job through here, but I do want to sink this down. So we're gonna grab all of them in the middle. I guess we just sunk it down too far, and that's okay. But this is kind of why I like doing this kind of build off camera, because it does take a lot of time to just get perfect, you know? So we're gonna, now that we have these selected, I'm just gonna use page down, and we're just gonna lower it ever so slightly, but a significant enough number so that we have a bit of grooving here. That's gonna help us out in the next step. And I guess I should have just waited for the network multi-tool before we did this. Anyway, so there we go, 2.9, that's a bit better, eh? Okay, and then we'll do the same thing from here. We'll back it up, say 5 nodes, 1.2, that's pretty good. Okay, so now that we're here, we can now take the move it mod, and we're still working pretty much from this direction first. But since it's kind of convenient too, we're gonna grab all of the nodes on the windmills themselves. So that one sinks, so I'm not gonna select that one. That one sinks, so we'll select these ones. That one's not sunken. Okay, this one isn't. So, you know, these pre-built interchanges are great, and they're quite the time saver, but sometimes you just got to tweak it to your own needs. So in this case, we want this one a bit tighter. I mean, if you weren't playing with Move It, it would have been great just to have it there right off the bat. So let's just take the node controller page down, and pretty much what we're looking for is the height right through here. Now I think that's probably fine. We might be able to lower it just a touch more. I think we missed one, oops. Yeah, that's pretty good. But the next issue is the height over here, but that is okay because we sunk, oh sorry, we sunk this down so we can lower the bridge next. Oh, we didn't miss one, okay, we're good. Okay, and then we're gonna take these 4 nodes right here. We're gonna set them to the same height as that. So that is still too high. So what we're gonna have to do is we're just going to use page down. We're gonna need to set it pretty much to the same height as the ground. Now we just leveled the middle here, so that's a bit unfortunate, but it looks like we're gonna need to do something similar. So we're gonna need to duck this one down now. I think that's probably good. So let's hop over to our node controller, or not our node controller, our network multi-tool, and we'll set the slope through here. So that's 3.1%. Okay, so you notice the last time we set the slope the other way, so now we're setting the slope into it. 3.1. 3.1. Okay, pretty good. So now we got the height pretty solid through here. Yeah, that's pretty good. If there's any other issues that come up, we can just tweak them later. All right. So we're still working off this side first as our priority. So now, oh, whoa. I guess we had accidentally selected this one as well. So good thing we caught that. Okay, so now we need to raise this node. Oh, geez, holy cow. Let's get going here. Holy moly. All right, now we need to take that node, which is the node that starts the ramp up here, and we need to level that out. So we're going to use the node controller as well, and this is going to need to be a slope, and we need to make sure that it is a middle node. Ooh, actually, sorry, I forgot. Since it's an elevated section, we can either revert what we just did, or we can just make it elevated itself. There we go. So it's a bit funky right here. So I think maybe I should have just done it properly the first time, and we just need to make it a custom node. There we go. All right, so that's pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna pretty much copy the same things on the other side here. But let's just make sure that this one is lined up properly. Yeah, this is gonna take some time, unfortunately, so that is gonna be the case for now, but now we follow it over here, and we're onto this side here. So we're gonna need 4 lanes through here for what we have kind of going on. So I guess what we should have done is, and again, this is actually part of the priority of the airport design, because this is feeding into the airport. So this is actually the more important side of the infrastructure. So let's throw that into 4 lanes, and then this is going to need to be 2 lanes over here. Again, we're following our priority that we began with. So now we have this one coming into 1, 4. So we're going to have a bit of a crunch over this side, but that's okay. And then now we need to drop this down to 2 for lane mathematical reasons. And whoops, let's go straight, elevated. Ooh. And since we're doing this on this side, I'm just going to mimic that on the other side. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing here. Whoops, that should not have been elevated. That's okay. And we'll bring this one back as well. Whoopsie daisies. And we'll just make sure that we do that on all parts of this interchange here. Okay, we got that one, got that one. Yeah, we didn't get this one. Okay, and then we're going down to 2 through here. Alrighty, so now that we have the interchange set up with the lane maths that we want, now we need to set them all up like we do here. So let's just continue on this side, and we'll look at how this one converges. So this is 3 lanes, so I guess we need it to be 4. So that's okay, so we'll just look at doing that on all of the sides as well. So let's bring this one back up to about there, and then we'll bring this one over quite a distance, because we're gonna squeeze in a dedicated bus interchange over here. Alrighty, so now that we have this in place, we're just gonna need to use some Move It to realign these roads, because they are a bit off. So, you know, this is just holding, clicking, control. Okay, and then now we're over here, so we've learned this already. So I want this one to line up with this one. Okay, and then over here, I want this one to line up with this one. And there we go. Now we get our clean little designs here. So let's just go over one more. So hold, whoops, click, hold shift, click, don't hold shift, click, don't hold shift, don't hold shift, hold shift. There we go. And then hold shift. Nope. 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 Yep. Here we go. So this extra lane here is going to be really helpful for when we get our dedicated bus slip lane off of here. And then now we're over here with our network, with our node controller here. So I want this one to line up with that one. Okay. Now I want this one to line up with that one. Whoops. No, I want it the other way. I want this one to line up with that one. There we go. Works out pretty good. I know these cars are all sunken now, but that's okay. Now we're just focused on the lane maths at the moment. We're not focused on the height of these connections yet either. Now I'm actually thinking we might need to come through here and realign a couple things. So with this one, line up with that one. Yeah, did I do that on this side too? No, I did the other way around. Okay, so we're just going to use the movement mod here. We're just going to scooch these over. And then these two here, we're going to scooch over as well. And we're just going to get these a bit closer to the column. And the reason why is because it's a bit more realistic. That's the reason. More realistic to have these closer. Now, they would probably have a fence in between them. So we could throw the zoo fence in here if we're going to detail this. This tree probably wouldn't be here. So we're just going to move that. And again, this one should probably be a bit closer to the column. And then we have one more on both sides. Okay, and then we'll scooch this whole thing over. Yeah, we are seeing some glitchiness happen. That's fine. All right. So now we have the majority of this in place. Let's work on the height of everything like we just did over here. So a couple things that we forgot to do is we can set the height from here to here, and we can realign that slope. That's a bit better. And also do the same thing from here to here, make sure it's okay. Nice. So let's do that for every single one after we've done this, because I forgot to do the squaring of the nodes over here. Oopsies, node controller. Square that node, square the node. This one has a node way too close, so we're going to have to scooch that down. And then come back to it, square the node. Over here, square the node. Oh, this one also has a couple nodes that are too close, so we're going to have to scooch these ones over. This one can actually go away, so we're going to eliminate this node. We're going to go back to there, okay, and oh, I forgot to move this one. Okay, then the node controller, square the node, and square the node. Now that pretty much does what we did with the aligning tools, but on a smaller scale. Okay, oh, and we forgot to do it on this side too, so I want this one to line up with that, and then I want this one to line up with that. Alrighty, and it looks like we still need some time to realign some of these roadways, so just bear with me here. It does take some time, which is usually why I like doing this off camera, or sorry, sped up, right? Because it saves a lot of time for you guys. But it's been a little while since I've done a video like this. Whoops, we forgot to make this one for 4 lanes. Okay, now we have 4 lanes right here and 4 lanes right here. It's a funky node connection. That's because it used to be a custom node, so we need to make that a middle node now. Alrighty, and then back to the node controller, and I want this one to line up with that one. Perfect. And then we'll just scooch these two over a bit. Alright, that's pretty nice. I like how it's turned out. You know, there's still obviously a bunch of tweaks that we can make to make things a bit more realistic, like moving these two over and stretching them together. So yeah, I'm not sure how much more of this tweaking stuff I'm going to do in today's video. Whoa, we're missing something here. Holy moly. What's going on here, folks? Alrighty, well, I think maybe it might just be... Oh, there we go. That was weird. Ah, it did it again. Oh, is this because there's 2 nodes here? Nope. It looks like it's just that one node. Okay, well, let's just fix it again. There we go. And perhaps I was playing too far with the node controller here. That makes it look a lot nicer. Okay, so let's work on the heights after we've done this. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks A bit rough, not gonna lie, so we'll just scooch that one over. How does that look? Yeah, this is a bit too sharp, so we need to scooch this one. All right, so now let's work on the heights. So imagine if I had to build this, like it would have taken so much more time. Okay, so we'll scooch this one, and now we'll go from here. Okay, I guess we're going from this height down to here. Holy cow, this height. Oh, darn, I'm on the wrong thing. I was wondering what was happening. So we need to actually add that node in. Whoopsies, sorry about that. Let's bring that back up to that height. I was wondering what was happening. I was like, why can't I start it from there? Okay, so we'll need to bring it to here. And, whoa. All right, so we got some issues happening with the heights. This might need to be changed up a little bit to align itself up properly. So, you know, lots of move it. Yeah, I think we might need to just go with this with a steeper slope, and we just kind of gotta stick with that. It's a game after all. Okay, and we'll lower this one. Yeah, this one is pretty steep, isn't it? But at least it gets you to speed, right? Going onto the highway here. You got your own dedicated lane coming onto the highway, so it's not the biggest concern ever in that sense. Yeah, okay. But, you know, practicality versus cool looks. That's kind of what we're looking at as the difference here. Alrighty. And this one, so that's the on-ramps. Looks like the on-ramps are going to have a bit more difficulty than the exit ramps, unfortunately. I'll scooch this one over too, so they have a bit better of an angle coming on. Alrighty, and this one is pretty good, so I think we'll just yeah, that one's good enough. We won't even really worry about that one, to be honest. Then this is the exit ramp. Okay, well, we need to work on the height for this one, so we'll bring it from here to here. Let's just raise that up. We did that on that side already, so now we're looking for this side. So from here to here. Whoa. I actually think we need to add a node in over here. Yeah, I think so. And then we'll align it from here to here. Oh, sorry, I did it from here to here last time, didn't I? Ah, there we go, it's pretty good. But this one needs to be scooched over and lowered a touch more so that it removes the glitchiness. And then we'll just deal with a bit of a differentiation in height over on that side. Okay, so this is the next exit ramp. This was the one that was causing us issues last time. So we'll go from here to here. 12%, yeah, so that's going to do the same thing that happened last time. So we're going to have to set this one manually. So this one's just going to have to raise up a touch. And this one's going to need to be lowered. That's pretty good. And then we'll go back to our aligning tool, and we'll bring this back right to here for this side. 2% is a fantastic gradient. And we'll go from here to here. It's pretty good. So a bit steep coming down here. Oh, clicked the wrong button. This one needs to be lowered a bit more. And perhaps we also just need to look at lowering this one a touch. And we also need to realign these because I like the look of them. Oh, didn't mean to press play. Whoopsies. I like the look of them kind of touching each other. I think it's a cool little, a cool appeal. Yeah, so they kind of swing out right now. So if we can get them to line up together, I don't know, I just think it looks pretty nice. And they probably would be using the same support beams then, right? They'd be connected at least. Now it's just this side, and then we're done, this interchange. So that was the first major redevelopment that we had to do for the airport terminal. Our airport terminal infrastructure. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright, yeah, that worked out pretty nice. Not gonna lie. I like how it looks. Let's just click this random tree so we don't forget about that when we do move it. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, so now let's focus on reconnecting over here next. So let's now grab our 4-laner, and this one is going to need to split off into 2. So let's actually grab the 2 lanes, which is right here. And we're just going to grab straight, and we're going to connect up right there, and then we're going to grab straight, and we're just going to... Now over here we had it splitting off into 3, but I think that's going to be fine. This needs to be leveled up a bit anyways in lanes. Leveled up in lanes. Does that make sense? Needs an extra lane added to it. And then we'll just swing this one over. And right here we have a bit of a node issue. So we just need to make sure that that is a middle node. Fantastic. Let's start off with our node controller again. And I want this guy to be lined up with that guy. Alrighty. And now we can realign the rest of this. Fantastic. We'll just scooch this pillar over. Alright. So we'll leave this slip lane for now, because I think if you're a passenger coming over this way, this is the main way to get to the parking lot. If you're coming from this side of the map, otherwise it's coming across Davy Street over here. So just grab that tree. All right, and then over here, let's grab our node controller, and let's just try and align it. Squaring the node gonna work? Looks like it does, but there's a node in the way right here, so let's scooch this one back. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, and then we can do some lines over here, but again, this is all to your discretion, really, whether or not you want to do this, and I'll do it off camera too. So. Because I think with something like this, I want to spend the time to do it off camera, whereas some of the smaller interchanges that don't really matter to the city as much, I haven't really spent the time to do this. But, you know, this is a major interchange. It's a pretty cool interchange. And yeah, I don't really know how much more we're going to be able to do today. Because this took a long time. Oh, man. This took a long time to complete, which is, again, another reason why I usually do them as like speed throughs. But yeah, I just wanted to talk through this one. Alrighty, so that's pretty good. And then obviously there's more we can do like this, but this is the last one I'm going to do for now. Okay, and then Alt. Perfect. Alrighty, so we have this split off. It goes into this interchange. I do really like this interchange. I think it's a pretty unique little trumpet. So I think we'll leave it. But you know, it can still use some tweaks. Like, oh no, what did I do? Nothing. Okay, good. Whew. So I want this guy to line up with that guy. Fantastic, it looks like it worked. Alrighty, so then you come over here and you're at the airport. And then I think the next thing we're gonna need to really work on is that bus connection over here, because it's gonna eliminate all this traffic over here, which is another section we need to really work on coming up. So I think with the rest of the time, I'm going to reconnect the monorail well, that's just an important step we need to do anyways. Now the monorail isn't doing too well for usage, not gonna lie, but it's really cool aesthetically. Let's see, where's that pillar gonna go? Okay, over there. That's good. And then let's just do this curve instead. Oh, there it is. I was looking for that line. Looks like it disappeared, so it's about right here. So we'll just connect it up like that. Okay, so that should be fine. And then we have this connection over here. So this connection was for buses over here. So if they were coming over this way, it was to divert them off of using this interchange here. So this was just for buses. I think we might re-add that in. So let's see. So they have one. Oh man, there's two. Okay, so we need to either get it here or we can get it over here. Could get it about halfway down and they can swing around, because otherwise we're losing nodes here for people to do the lane switches off of this. I don't see why this would be the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's going to definitely cause traffic, but there's not a lot of traffic using this on-ramp, if I remember correctly. So I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world. But perhaps, oh, it looks like I messed up right there. Jeez. Let's just go over top of it. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, you can also do presets with that. Yeah, okay. I think I'll roll with this one for now, and I'll watch it. I'm recording the next one right after, so if it doesn't work out, you'll just be gone by the next episode. So, so yeah, I think it's a interesting solution to a problem. Who knows if it's actually going to work? Whoa. Okay, and it looks like we just need to realign this street, really. I think that was causing the majority of the issues there. Yeah, we don't really need to worry too much about the traffic coming through, because they'll just be coming from here, because I'm worried about the buses coming via this route over here. So they'd be swinging down over this way, and then they need to get over it into two lanes. And imagine if I had to squeeze it in over here again. So this way they can just get onto the off-ramp, and then they're on the off-ramp, and then they can just stick right. So we'll make it like bus only. But, you know, I don't mind cars using that as well, because it'll split up the traffic flowing through here, because this does get backed up pretty substantially when planes start coming in and stuff like that. So that should work for now. I guess tomorrow's episode is going to not be a transit episode. It's going to be a continuation of this, and then we'll work on a transit episode for Monday or something like that, because otherwise we're just going to get clogged up. Okay, so I think, yeah, so we're going to do the bus interchange tomorrow then, but I think I'll get this connected up, and then I'll get this one underneath the rail line today, just to help us out. So I'm going to grab that rail line, and then we're going to make it elevated right through here. But since it's a rail line, it cannot really change heights that much. So I think what we can do is we can grab it, just the elevated portion, and we're just going to do page up like 3 times, maybe 4 or 5. And I think that's probably the highest it could go before we start really like monkeying with that a bit too much. So let's go straight, and let's make sure our guidelines are on. Oh, they are, okay. So 180 degrees. Let's get that through, and then we'll do the same thing. All right, so let's flip this one around. And then I want to grab 2 nodes on either side of this. So we need to actually scooch this one over. Same with this one. And then we're going to actually have to add nodes in instead. So we're going to use our, just one actually. We're going to use the network multi-tool for that. Okay, so now I have 4 nodes on either side of this. We're going to extend them a bit farther away from the rail line. Okay, then I'm going to grab all 4 with, holding the wrong button, with move it here. And I'm going to lower it to the desired height. And the reason why I'm doing 4 is because it just creates an extension of, like, it's just lowering a platform pretty much. And that's kind of the height we need it to get to. So that's probably good. So now we're going to use our line tool, or sorry, our set slope tool. We're going to set the slope from the first one all the way right up to this node. So it's 11% and then 0, 0, 0. So if we line that up, it should be 2.4%. I knew that. And now it's also 2.4%. Perfect. Okay, so now we need to drag this one over a bit more. So we'll get this to connect up to about here. Oh no. Alrighty, and let's just flip this around. Okay, and let's set the slopes to here, 3.8. That's pretty good. 3.8? Oh, 3.9. Ah, geez, we're off a little bit. So now we're just going to take our smoothing tool. Let's just lower the size a little bit. And let's just do a bit of a brush over. Okay, that's pretty good. So it sinks down, but it's not that high of a grade. So you're coming along here, and then you come up, and then you're going to go into a trumpet interchange right here. That's the goal, at least. And then we're going to feed ourselves into the express route system, which might stay here. I mean, that kind of makes sense. But otherwise, we'll be looking at building a complex interchange like this again. So I think what we might do is build a trumpet. And then pretty much what you do is you come off the trumpet, and you're like, all right, do I want to go into the express or the collector? And yeah, I think this will work. But we'll do that tomorrow. And then now we need to look at getting this connected. So if we do build an interchange off of this connector, which we might not even need to because we're going to have this is a highway connection here. This is just like a side road pretty much. This needs to be changed entirely. So let's just delete this entire road. And we're going to rework the road, but I'm not going to remove it completely, but we're just going to rework it because I think it's just going to work a bit better if we play around with it in a different sort of way here. So this has 2 lanes. I think we can probably roll with this one for now. So I'm just going to do this. We're snapping on. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to extend this out, and then I'm going to move it here. Grab those 2. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot to grab the train first, because we need to make the train elevated through here. And then we're going to go to move it here. We're still selecting those 2. Let's just make sure it's just those 2 that we're selecting. And we're going to lower this down to our desired height, which is probably a bit higher than that. There we go. And then I'm going to align tool. There we go. 5.something%. So that's a little high. But if we go into the road tool, we use node controller here. We can slope that, and it's a bit better of a grade. And then we can just use some line tools here to help ourselves with this interchange here. So we can just kind of do something like that. And then this one's going to be a bit different. And we'll hold Alt. There we go. So it's a bit of a simple little rural interchange here. And then it's a bit steep though. And then we can get this one to be a bit of a diamond. It could be like an underpass connection. Whoa, what's happening here? Wonder how long that's been like that. Or we can just forget about a connection here, because it is really close to the airports and the airplanes. I don't really know, but we'll leave that option available. So now we'll swing this connector over. So I actually think we're going to swing this one up over this way, and then we can connect in here either as a highway. Yeah, you know what? I think we'll just leave it for now, and then I'll think about what I want to do here, because two options here. We can actually cut this down into a zoned road, something like, say, this 6-lane. Where is it? This 6-lane decorative road. Let's just put it to ground level and take a look at it. So we'd end up having to cut a lane down here, or we can keep this as a bit of an express lane, because if we're bringing this in, we can either connect up. I guess a diamond is probably our best bet if we do want to get a connection through here. I do think it's probably best if we do, because otherwise the only access points are here, 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 and here, and not even really here. The only access points are here, here, and here, so we do need a 4th connector point. So yeah, think about it. But trumpet interchange tomorrow, bus connector, and then dealing with this connection right over here. And then if we have time, which we will, hopefully, we'll deal with this interchange here, and then here as well. But I hope you liked today's video, folks. Pretty cool little build. Let's just get the simulation going again. And let's just kind of zoom out a little bit. I guess I should probably delete some gross things that we just decided to plant for no reason. So now it'll look a bit better. And yeah, there we go. Let's just get the airport in play. Hope you have a nice day, folks. Talk to you soon. Whoa. Peace out.